beauties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital's edition. All right, guys. Today is Monday, August the 8th, 2022, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this one a 7.5. Let's get right into it. So we see Sonny and Christina, and they're talking. They're going over, you know, how he supported her and she supported him, and he's thankful that she hasn't turned on him, because he does, he likes Nina. And she says, "Listen, is Nina my favorite person? No, she is not." She said, "But I love you. And if Nina makes you happy and you want to see where it goes with her, then I'm going to support you." She said, "Because at the end of the day, who am I to judge anybody?" She said, "You've been there for me. You didn't judge me with Parker when you found out it was a woman. You didn't judge me on the dawn of day." She said, "Even when I turned my back on the family and left and everything, you loved me enough to stay right there and not judge me." So, it was a sweet moment. I liked it a lot. So let's move on, y'all. So then we see Michael and Dex. So Dex said, "First of all, you're going to have to pay me more." He said, "Because I am not paid to harass civilians." And he said, "What you talking about?" Or whatever. And he said, "I went to Sonny. Sonny told me to go and find a jury member and to harass them or whatever because he wants to make sure that Trina's trial has a certain outcome." So when Michael heard this, he thought it was going to be something he could use. But when he heard why Sonny was doing it, he said, "Oh, I can't help you." And Dex said, Wait, what are you talking about?" He said, "Listen, Trina is a sweet young lady, and she's my sister's best friend. And on top of that, she's innocent." He said, "Now, I don't like the method, going and trying to make sure the jury comes back the way Champer," and because Dex was like, "That's a felony. I could go to prison." And he said, "But I'm not going to be the one to report this." He said, "Because I don't want a bad outcome for Trina." He said, Trina could just get, Dex was like, "Trina could just get a mistrial and they start again." He said, "No, I'm not." And put her family through that again, put her through that again. He's like, "No, we're going to have to let this one go." Or whatever, and find some more. I find another way to take Sonny down. Now, y'all know how I feel about Michael. I like it. But I do like the fact that he was like, "Listen, we not gonna mess with this one. Like this one, you're gonna just have to take one for the team. I'm gonna give you a little raise. I'm gonna give you a little raise, and you just gotta take this one for the team. Because we not feeling. Because if Trina gets acquitted or whatever, that he wants her to be able to walk. And plus he doesn't want to mess her chances up where, if Sonny could be in prison, but then Trina would have to go through all of this all over again and everything. So let's move on, y'all. Oh, and then Michael was like, "Plus, this is actually good news because it means Sonny's trusting you more." So then we see Ava and Willow. So Ava has went to the hospital, y'all, because she needs to find out if Esme is alive. She said, "I can't be going to prison behind this young lady, this little girl, Esme." So Ava is trying to find out if she's alive or anything. Has she went to the prison? What's going on? And Willow is saying, "No, no, no. Jane Doe has been admitted." And so they're like, "Okay." So Willow's talking to Ava, whatever, and she tells her about being pregnant, and she's like, "Congratulations." And then Willow just breaks down. It's like she has to be so strong all the time and everything, and her emotions just got the best of her. And so Ava let her cry on her shoulder, like literally. She literally let her cry on her shoulder. But it was a sweet moment. So let me stop laughing. Uh it was a sweet moment between Ava and Willow, and it was nice. Ava was just like, "I know what it's like to have lost a child before, and then it's a different way, but you have one." She just tells Willow, "I'll do anything for Avery now, and I'm sure you feel the same way and everything." And so Michael comes up and He don't even speak to Ava. He comes up and he's like, "Hey, Willow," and he looks at, he was like, "What's wrong?" And she says, "Nothing." He said, "I can see it in your face." And he was like, "Ava, what did you do to her?" And I said, "Like, I'm sick of him doing this." Like, Michael, I was just trying to not you, because you know how I feel about Michael. I cannot stand him and Willow. I think they're a boring couple, but I get it while they're together. Like, somebody was telling me Michael and Willow have chemistry. I don't see it just because I don't like them really. So, but as far as being a couple, yes, I get why they're together. I get it. But anyways, so he was like asking, he was running up on Ava, running down on Ava, trying to be like, "What did you do to Willow?" And I'm like, "Sir, is she strong or is she weak?" Because I'm sure if Ava was going at Willow, she could have handled herself or whatever. And aggression much. And then Willow was like, "Michael, no, Ava was comforting me. Like, we were just talking about children and everything, and she was comforting me." And I said, "And then you don't even apologize. You was rude as heck to Ava, and then you don't even have the nerves to say I'm sorry or anything." And Willow, you could have even apologized for Michael. And this is why I don't like Michael. This right here is the proof of why I do not like Michael. But anyways, Ava and Willow continue to talk, and she just tells Willow, "You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of that baby, but you make sure you take time to take care of yourself." So then that means Michael saying, "Well, what is what is Ava talking about, Willow?" And she just tells him, um, "I'm glad I ran into Ava. We had a nice conversation. And after hearing this conversation, I'm going to do everything in my power to take care of this baby. It makes me more determined." And I said, "Willow, he does not know what you're talking about. So when you say stuff like that, you make him worried because you have not told this man the whole truth." And to be quite honest with you, I don't know why they haven't let Willow tell the whole truth. I don't know when she's going to speak on this, because we all know that this is some kind of way going to circle back around with Nina, but I don't know. Let's move on. So then we see Ava, and Ava gets a phone call from Nicholas, and he trying to find out where she spent the night. She said, "Don't worry about where I spent the night, sir. It's not your business. You let that not be your business when you slept with your son's girlfriend." And so and she said, "But you'll be happy to know that Esme is not at here or at the morgue or anything like that." And he was like, "We need to talk." She said, "We ain't got nothing to talk about." But she gonna go on over there to Windermere and talk to Nicholas. So then we have Dex comes in while Sonny is talking to Sonny was in the bar area or whatever. And he come in and I said, "Wait a minute." Because he came in and he was like, "Is my boss here?" And Christina said, "Who is your boss?" And he said, "Oh, never mind, there he goes." And she said, "Dad, you know this man?" He says he's a new hire, whatever. And I said, "Are y'all trying to set up some kind of something between Christina and Jocelyn over Dex? Because if you are, I'm not here for it." But maybe I'm just reading y'all know I be reading too much into stuff, so let's keep moving. But anyways, Dex told Sonny that he hasn't heard back. They haven't heard back from the jury yet, so he doesn't know like how it's gonna. The jury is still deliberating. Said, "Cool, cool, 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 cool." Because no, actually, Dex said he hadn't heard back. Sonny said, "That's all right. I have an informant, and the jury's still deliberating." So then Nina comes in, right? So Dex leaves because Sonny tell him, "You off for the night," and then uh Christina says, "Hey Nina, I feel you want to spend some time with my dad," so she gonna go in the back so Nina can talk to him in peace. And she was like, "Wow, I expected her to be mad." She said, "I'm glad you got support." Unlike Michael, I said, "Now Nina, don't bring Michael up now. You know I don't like him either, but don't do that." And he said, "Yeah, Christina and I, no matter what we go through, we always have each other's back." And so then he tells her Phyllis isn't here, but she said, "You'll do." I said, "I know y'all don't like him, but I do." Even though I don't want Nina with Sonny. I don't, but let's move on. So then we see Lynx talks to Chase, and he tells Chase that Brooklyn is in love with you, sir. She doing all this. This girl is in love with you. And Chase is like, "Nah, she don't like me like that. It's business." He said, "No, it's not." And then Dante tells Brooklyn, "If you really care about Chase, don't involve him in one of your little schemes." Is it schemes? Yeah. No, schemes. Don't involve him in one of your little schemes because he already lost get his job during there because of you. Like, if you really care for him, chill out, leave the man alone or whatever. And she was like going back and forth with him about I do care for him and all this stuff, but Dante wasn't trying to hear that. So then Brooklyn goes up to Lynx and Chase, and she says, "You know what? Lynx is the better person to help your career. So if you want to go with him, it's cool." And Chase was like, "What?" And Lynx said, "What I tell you?" He was like, "I'll be back in a month or something." He said, "I don't know. I blacked out a little bit." But anyways, so then Brooklyn and Chase talk, right? Oh, I be getting Chase and Chance confused. You know, Chance from Young and Restless. Sometimes I get these confused. So I just had to make sure I was saying this man's name correctly. But anyways, it's Chance, and they talk or whatever. And they're still doing the same thing they've been doing when they're double talking, where it's like he says you care for me, and it's like love and relationship. It's just like, oh, that's crazy, right? Oh, he said that. See, I told you he could say whatever he needs to say. I said, girl, I'm sick of you two. You and Chase done got on my last nerves. I like General Hospital writers, production executives. We do not care about Brooklyn and Chase anymore. Well, let me not speak for everyone else. Let me speak for myself. I no longer care about Brooklyn and Chase being together anymore, because y'all have been doing this little thing. Y'all have like it. The summer is almost over. We got like one good month left in the summer, and they have been around Metro Court all summer long, sitting out, running around, talking and stuff about, are they gonna be together, are they not? We have seen her give up the baby, go away, come back, almost kiss 2 or 3 times. I don't care anymore. Like, oh, put them together or not. Let's move on. Well, what do you say? Next case. So then we see Maxie and Sam. I'm sorry, I was wanting to call this girl Sammy. So then we see Maxie and Sam, right? And they're talking or whatever. And I'm not gonna hold you long. They say, listen, I'm not liking okay, wait. First we see these three together. Cody, Sam, and Maxie, and they're just like, why wouldn't Spinelli like you? He was like, I don't know, but let me find out or whatever. So then Maxie and Sam start talking, and they talk about this weird about Cody, but then they get on the subject of Dante, and Sam is just like, yeah, he wants to move in, and Maxie says, it's just weird. She says, I'm trying to be happy or whatever. She said, because Dante needs to move on with his life. She said, but I always think about Lulu, and everything. And Sam was like, I get it. But then they started talking, and she was like, so when are y'all gonna move in? You gonna move to his place? Or you gonna move to yours? How's the children? And Sam was like, we need to slow down. And she said, Sam, you do want to move in with this man, right? And Sam said, you know what? Cody pressuring Spinelli, man, I'm gonna go over there. I said, girl, what is going listen? Y'all put Sam and Dante together. Y'all did that because nobody asked for this relationship. Nobody asked for this. Y'all put these two together, and now you want to give Sam cold feet. They've been going strong for I don't know how long. Now you want to give Sam cold feet. Because to be quite honest with you, I thought Sam, it was gonna be a love triangle between Sam, Drew, and Dante, and at least that would have gave Drew some kind of character development if y'all had done that. But y'all didn't. You went ahead and just let Sam be committed to Dante and vice versa. And this is the most boring couple. And they have chemistry, which is fun. Like, to me, they have chemistry, but y'all don't use them. Y'all don't utilize them the right way. Like, they should be going on missions together. She's a PI. He's a police officer. Like, what? You remember back in the day when couples who were into that field, they used to go on missions together. They used to investigate and do all that together. Like, utilize these two. It would have been nice to see them go after Trina's case together. Yeah, but let's move on. So then we see Spinelli is trying to tell Britt, leave this man alone, girl. He is not for you. But she was like, what do you mean? You the one told me not to give up on society setups, and now you telling me he's not the one for me. Oh, and then Cody comes up and he was like, "What's going on?" And so Britt was telling him what was Spinelli, and he was like, "Really, Spinelli?" He said, "But let's go ahead and let the cat out the bag." And she was like, "What?" So at this time, Dante, Maxie, Sam all come up, and they was like, "What's going on?" And Cody, they're all like, Cody's, it seems like he's an okay guy. This is Britt. But now Spinelli is telling me not to go with him. He said, "You don't know about it. You don't really know this man." And so Cody says, "Okay, the truth is Spinelli likes Britt." And they said, "What?" You see Sam laugh. Y'all, my system is messed up, so I can't even drop clips. But anyways, I'm gonna work on it tonight. But anyway, so they was like, "You see Sam laugh." So then Spinelli and Cody said, "Let's go off and just handle this man to man." And so then Maxie, Britt, Sam, and Dante are talking, and she said, "Can y'all believe it?" And they were like, and she was like, "Spinelli don't want me." They was like, "Well, he has been acting weird and he has been involved or whatever, or whatever." But I don't know. I don't know if they, but Britt was like, "No, no, Spinelli doesn't like me." So then Dante says, "Let me go and check on Spinelli and Cody." So Spinelli and Cody are talking, right? And as they are speaking and everything, um they Cody is just talking all of Spinelli's business about, the FBI is going to get involved because he's taking like emails and private information, and how he hooked up him with Britt, and all this. And I said, "Well, where is Dante? It's sure taking him a long time. It's taking him a long time to this storyline doesn't even make sense, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm a grumpy Susan on this Monday, but the storylines are not making sense. What does Spinelli and Cody, and then he's hiding this stuff, and he wants to be connected with Britt, and Spinelli doesn't want anybody to know he's society set up. It just doesn't make sense. The storyline doesn't make sense. But anyways, they end this by saying, "You got to convince Britt that you really do like her." And I said, "Now wait a minute, because I was kind of wanting Spinelli with Britt now. I think if she would let her guard down and get some chemistry, like they would have some chemistry." It's not even if Britt would let her guard down. It's if y'all would, the writers and everything, would stop making Spinelli such a joke. Like everybody looks at him like he's this just weird guy and that he's a joke. And I'm like, he is no longer 20 years old. He's not that teenager, that early 20-year-old. This is a full grown man now with a child and everything. Stop making him like that. Y'all wouldn't make anybody else like that. Even like he's upgraded his clothing and y'all make it like, why is he dressing like that and this and that? Like, this is not a child that y'all have to take care of. Like, on one hand, you want Spinelli to help me with this case and find this information. On another hand, you act like the man can't put on his socks. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, Dante never came through. So I forgot to mention this earlier, but we saw Nina and Liesl, and they had the chef on there. I can't think of her name, but she was a really pretty lady. They had her on there. Nina's trying to get her to be her chef, and I think it's just a one-off little thing. But anyways, Liesl gives Nina a gift, and she tells her to use it, and then she talks about, oh, I'm sorry, how do you feel about Sonny? And Nina was just like, the thought of Carly always being in our relationship, and Sonny is he cool with that fact. She said, I don't know, I can't do it. But y'all, that was General Hospital today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode. Thank you so much for watching.